I am so sorry. This is not supposed to be a new filming location, but I just happen to keep coming in here because it's the most convenient right now. But I promise I'll go back to my regular place very soon. I don't like how crooked my camera is. I'm trying to get it leveled again. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here today on my channel. I hope that you are doing well. I'm not speaking super loudly because my husband is in the next room and I don't want to disturb his nap, so or his sleep. It's still early, but I hope you are excited for this video. I've got a couple of requests to review this from a poll that I've made on the community tab. If you're unfamiliar with that, pretty much YouTube has this feature where there's like, it's kind of like a mini blog post where I can post something and then you guys can respond to it. I do post there fairly frequently asking questions about what you guys want me to do or what you're interested in seeing from me. And this was one that was voted on in a poll unanimously. Everybody wanted me to review this. So today I'm going to be reviewing Red River. This is the 3-in-1 Omnibus edition from Shinohara. Shoujo Beat and Viz tweeted out months ago how they were going to consider doing some reprints of things, and they wanted to know what people wanted most. And this was the overwhelming vote, I do believe. So that's very exciting. I think I even remember voting for this one myself in that post. It's just really crazy to think that they actually did it. Like, they actually listened to people and they actually printed it. I feel like what we should do as a community is continue what we're doing, continually telling people what we want, continually screaming into the void and tagging people, not harass them in a sense, but still make your voice heard. Because if you want it, there's a chance that hundreds of other people want it, and there's a chance that they would make money printing it, and there's a chance that they would do it. Slow start this morning for me, y'all. But anyways, on with the review. This, if you aren't familiar, is an isekai. It's about this girl named Yuri. This is her on the cover. She lives like a normal life. She goes to school. I believe she's in high school still, and she has this boyfriend, or this like really close guy friend. I can't remember if he's technically her boyfriend. She just lives like a fine life, and she all of a sudden starts feeling something grabbing her foot whenever she walks past water puddles or water in any capacity. So she gets really freaked out, of course, because why is there an arm coming out of this puddle? No one believes her. I don't know if they literally can't see it or if they just aren't looking when it happens to her. I believe that's the case, but it happens so often, and she almost gets pulled through this portal through the water that she becomes paranoid about the water. She doesn't do regular baths. She doesn't go anywhere near the ocean or rivers or puddles if she can help it. And then one day she slips up and she gets pulled through that portal and she ends up in a different world and time period. It's kind of crazy to see an isekai done that way because I've never seen one done that way. I have read some of Shinobi Life, which has a lake that is a time traveling portal, but it wasn't done the same way, if that makes sense. So I guess it's not too crazy unique, but it's also like something that at the time was probably pretty unique. So I do appreciate it for that. In the first volume of this omnibus, we are getting to know our main character. We're learning that while she is thrown into this crazy world that she's never been in, she's also a very kind person, and she wants what's right, not just what helps her personally get through this or helps her get home, but what is good for the people that she is getting to know in this world. If I am to be correct, I'll put it here if I'm not. This is based off of ancient Turkey, or a place close to ancient Turkey. So it's a different time period, so a long time ago, and also in a totally different land for her. So she's completely thrown off her loop. She meets people of a language that she doesn't understand, and then finally she gets to a point to where she can understand them through something that I don't want to explain too much. It's just crazy to me that a character like her, who has gone through this and wants to go home and had so many things that were about to start working for her in that her own timeline, that she still finds it within herself and her own character to have kindness for these strangers and want to be their friend and to feel pain for them whenever they go through something or to fight for their life. It's heart-wrenching. Like, there were a couple of moments in this omnibus that had me like gut-wrenched, because even though I was just introduced to a character, I felt for them. Like, it was so tragic the way that things happened, and she just cared so much for these people even though she just met them. Is learning to cope with this world and deciding if she needs to be here, like if there's a reason that she's here, or if she actually does need to go home. And there was a reason she was pulled through it by someone, but I don't want to spoil too much of this for you, so I'm not going to discuss that part of it. But she does have to fight an entity, and that comes with its own struggles, because she's hanging out with this person and they're protecting her, and that person is being targeted, so she also becomes the target and is a catalyst for different things that are supposed to happen. She's got the bad guy's eyes on her, and she's got to figure out a way to not get murdered or not get captured, and also protect the people that she's starting to really care about within her own group. She gets involved with a war that is happening in this timeline, and they all of a sudden think that she's like a goddess that has been reborn or reincarnated into this world. So that's kind of how this ends, is like they really start to believe that she is a goddess reborn. It's just really interesting, and I don't know if she actually will be a goddess, like if that's like part of the timeline of this series, or if they're just misguided and confused and hopeful. But it's so good, y'all. Like, I think my favorite part of it is the art, because if I can find a really good panel here, the artist put their whole into this. Not only do you have like the prince guy here, who is beautiful and well drawn. I love this older art style. It really speaks to my childhood and makes me feel so nostalgic. But I love the way this girl looks. Ooh, if I can get it to focus. She's so pretty, and I don't know, just the way that she is portrayed and the different emotions that she experiences, you can feel them. Like, it feels very authentically drawn, and I just really love this. And it makes me curious if this mangaka has written and done anything else that's in English, because this was so good. Like, I'm hooked, completely hooked. I'm not gonna lie to you, the first volume, it was very slow to me. I was like, okay, this is a neat premise, but it's not the most unique. It was at the time, probably, but it's not the most unique for what I've read up to this point in my manga life. As I kept reading volumes 2 and 3, they got me real good, y'all. And if you're having that same problem, like if you pick this up and you start the beginning volume and you're like, holy crap, this isn't quite what I want, or this is kind of boring and slow, just give it through the rest of this if you can, because I'd heard so many things, and I get it, the hype can sometimes be a little much and overwhelming to people. I have been very disappointed several times with hype. This one, I think, lived up to the hype for me. It's fantasy. It's got elements that are fantastical and not realism. It's got survival and sacrifices and brutality and historical elements and friendship and love. It's got a little bit of everything. I haven't read enough into it to know what goes on after this, but I'm so thankful that we got this reprinted, because I am gonna purchase every volume just because it's so good. They did a great job with the release. It's just the regular 3-in-1s. It's not fancy or anything. I don't think the paper is like too thin. I know that some people, sometimes these omnibuses can be printed on too thin of paper and you can see straight through it. I don't think these are that way. It was fine. They do retail for $16.99 US if you get them straight from the store. So I do recommend getting like Crunchyroll or a membership somewhere if you can, to get a little discount off of that, because that saves me a ton of money at the end of the year when I look at all the manga that I bought. But yeah, I hope you guys will check this one out. It is a treasure, and I am so happy that we finally got our hands on it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to know when I upload, hit that notification bell. That lets you know as soon as I upload something when you can watch it. So I will see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye guys.